Hi, my name is Maria de la Paz. I am Greg Ryan's campaign manager. We called you here today because we're putting out a campaign ad for Greg Ryan, who is running in the 4th district as wanting to be your congressman. And we are calling out on Betty McCollum because she has kept silent on the alleged abuse of Keith Ellison. And I personally, as a woman, am offended because if that would be me, who would believe me? So I'm asking you guys to be here. Thank you. And we're going to watch a video, and after we watch this, Greg will give you a commentary on it.
Domestic violence claimed 24 lives in Minnesota in 2017. Now, Democratic leaders are calling for an investigation into domestic violence allegations against Representative Keith Ellison. Allegations corroborated by witnesses and medical records. His accuser says she's been smeared, threatened, isolated after naming him as her attacker. The police won't investigate, but Representative Betty McCollum stands with Ellison, campaigning with him as he seeks to become Attorney General, the state's highest law enforcement position. Call Betty McCollum. Ask her why she won't hold men like Keith Ellison accountable for how they treat women.
My name is Greg Ryan, and I approve this message.
My name is Greg Ryan. I'm running for U.S. Congress in the 4th Congressional District against Betty McCollum. The reason for me putting out this ad is because I need to shed light on Betty McCollum's silence and not insisting on an independent investigation on the alleged domestic abuse of Keith Ellison. Betty has been silent, and she has said with NPR about transparency, which she has not delivered yet. There's 2 weeks left of the campaign, and we need to get to the bottom of this, why she's supporting and out actively campaigning with Keith Ellison. We need to know those answers.
Why hasn't Betty, what hasn't Betty done in this campaign?
She hasn't done anything in this campaign. She hasn't called for any resignation from Keith Ellison's position as Democratic Democrat Committee Vice Chair, the National Democratic Committee Vice Chair. She hasn't asked him to step down from that position.
So how important is the domestic abuse issue in the 4th District?
Domestic abuse is a sad thing that exists in our society, and the last person we need is an elected official to be accused of such violent crimes.
Is Betty a hypocrite?
Betty is extremely hypocritical because she says one thing and she doesn't actually follow through. Like she said on NPR a couple of weeks ago during a debate that she wanted transparency, which we haven't seen yet. Her silence is deafening regarding the abuse allegations of her good friend Keith Ellison.
How long is the ad going to run for?
The ad's going to run from now until the end of the campaign season, which is until Election Day on November 6th.
What is it that, what office is, what office is Keith running for?
Keith Ellison is running for the highest legal office in the state of Minnesota, and that's not where we want to position somebody that has allegations of domestic abuse. It's the wrong place. Highest law enforcement agency in Minnesota. That's the wrong place for somebody that has this type of accusations.
There was an investigation done on Keith, on the accusations.
That was not the allegations that have been investigated were by a law firm hired by the Democratic National Committee. So there's extreme bias in that hiring of their personal attorneys. So that's not credible.
What has this got to do with St. Paul?
It's got everything to do with St. Paul. St. Paul is represented by Betty McCollum in the congressional district, and she is very good friends, and she's continuously campaigning with the alleged domestic abuse person, Keith Ellison.